Welcome, seekers of the truth, to the Magical Services channel. So this is going to be a most supreme love horoscope for the general collective for the time when the moon is in Pisces. And that's going to be from the 27th of August 2026 around 6:30 p.m. Universal Time to August 30th of this year of 2026 around 2:05 a.m. Universal Time. So this horoscope will be for that time frame. With that said, let's get into your reading. So the full moon rising in Pisces on August 28th, crowned by a partial lunar eclipse, casts a luminous and emotionally charged veil over the collective landscape of love. This is not a subtle transit. The sun in Virgo stands directly opposite the moon in Pisces, and the eclipse amplifies what is already a moment of culmination, revelation, and emotional reckoning in relationships across the globe. What has been building quietly between partners, what has been left unspoken or only half acknowledged, now surfaces with the tidal urgency. Pisces, the sign of boundless feeling, spiritual merging, and romantic surrender, receives the full weight of this eclipse, and the collective heart opens whether it is prepared to or not. Lovers find themselves confronted with the gap between the idealized bond they have been dreaming of and the practical, sometimes imperfect reality of the person standing before them. The Virgo sun insists on honesty, on noticing the small cracks, on asking whether the relationship is truly being tended to with the care it deserves. While the Pisces moon whispers that love is not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be inhabited. The tension between these two impulses defines the emotional tenor of the next several days. At the center of this romantic landscape stands Venus in Libra, in her own domicile, radiating a confidence and grace that makes her the undisputed architect of the period's love story. Venus here is not tentative. She knows what she wants. She understands the art of partnership, and she moves through the collective with a magnetic warmth that draws people toward connection, beauty, and mutual appreciation. Yet Venus does not travel unaccompanied. She is locked in a widening opposition to retrograde Saturn in Aries, and this aspect introduces a sobering counterweight to her natural charm. Saturn, slowed and turned inward by his retrograde motion, presses against Venus with the weight of old wounds, past disappointments, and the quiet fear that opening one's heart will only invite another lesson in loss. For some, this manifests as a partner who seems emotionally unavailable or bound by obligation. For others, it is an internal voice that questions whether they truly deserve the tenderness being offered. The opposition does not deny love. It asks love to prove itself against the test of time, patience, and emotional maturity. Relationships that have been built on genuine respect and shared responsibility will feel the pressure as a strengthening forge. Those built primarily on fantasy or convenience may feel the strain as something close to a breaking point. Adding a layer of raw, unfiltered desire to this Venusian picture, Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius forms an exact sextile to Venus in Libra. This is a powerful and somewhat unusual configuration, one that ignites a hunger for authenticity in romantic and sexual expression. The sextile between Lilith and Venus suggests that the period favors those willing to name what they truly want, to shed performance and politeness in the bedroom and in the heart. There is a pull toward passionate, unscripted connection, toward lovers who do not flinch from intensity. Singles may find themselves drawn to someone who feels dangerous or unconventional. not out of recklessness, but out of a deep recognition that safety and desire have been too long kept in separate rooms. For established couples, this sextile is an invitation to reintroduce honesty into intimacy, to speak the wanting aloud without apology. Communication in love, however, carries a sharper and more unpredictable edge. Mercury, the planet of dialogue, is fused in a tight conjunction with the Virgo sun, and together they are squared by Uranus in Gemini with an orb of less than 1 degree. This is the most electrically charged aspect in the dataset, and its impact on romantic communication is immediate and unmistakable. Conversations between partners can shift in an instant from tender to startling, from routine to revelatory. A casual remark may land with the force of a confession. A text message may arrive that changes the entire emotional temperature of a relationship. Uranus does not negotiate. It disrupts, liberates, and occasionally detonates. In the context of the Virgo Sun and Mercury, the disruption is likely to come through words, through the precise and sometimes cutting articulation of a truth that has been waiting to be spoken. Lovers are urged to listen carefully and to resist the impulse to intellectualize what is essentially an emotional event. The mind will want to analyze, categorize, and fix. The heart, under the Pisces eclipse, simply wants to be witnessed. Mars in Cancer, already in a sign of diminished martial comfort, forms a challenging square to retrograde Saturn in Aries. And this aspect colors the period's romantic dynamics with frustration and emotional defensiveness. Desire is present, but it feels blocked, delayed, or met with resistance. One partner may reach for closeness while the other retreats into duty or silence. Mars in Cancer does not fight openly. It sulks, protects, and withdraws into the shell of the home. Saturn in Aries retrograde compounds this by making the asserting partner feel as though every advance is met with a wall. The result is a kind of slow-burning irritability in the romantic sphere, a sense that passion is being rationed or that vulnerability is being punished. The way through this aspect is not force but patience. The square asks lovers to acknowledge their frustration without weaponizing it, to say, "I feel shut out," rather than to engineer a confrontation that proves the point. Jupiter in Leo lends a generous, warm counterweight to these heavy configurations. Jupiter here expands the heart, encourages grand gestures, and reminds the collective that love is also play, admiration, and joyful excess. There is a desire to celebrate the beloved, to be seen and adored, to treat romance as something worthy of spectacle. This is a favorable influence for rekindling warmth in relationships that have grown utilitarian, for planning dates that feel special, for allowing oneself to be proud of the person beside them. Jupiter in Leo asks the question, quote unquote, when was the last time you made your partner feel like the most important person in the room, end quote. And the period rewards those who answer that question with sincerity. As the moon continues its journey through Pisces in the days following the eclipse, moving from 6 degrees toward 25, the emotional tide gradually softens from the sharp peak of the eclipse into a more reflective, waning energy. The urgency of the full moon gives way to integration. What was revealed does not need to be acted upon immediately. The insights that surface in the eclipse glow about who we love, how we love, and whether the shape of our relationships matches the shape of our souls, settles into the body slowly. Neptune, retrograding early Aries and sharing sign space with Saturn, adds a dreaming, slightly dissolving quality to this integration. reminding the collective that not every romantic truth needs to be nailed down and defined. Some feelings are meant to be held gently, allowed to remain a little formless, a little mysterious, before they are ready to become decisions. The overarching message of this period is one of emotional honesty meeting practical devotion. The eclipse asks, what is real? Venus in Libra asks that the answer be delivered with grace. Saturn asks that it be delivered with commitment. And the sextile from Lilith asks that whatever else is stripped away, the truth of desire is not among the casualties. Those who can hold all of these threads simultaneously, who can be tender and clear, passionate and patient, dreaming and present, will find that the next several days offer a rare and genuine deepening of love. Those who resist the eclipse call to look honestly at the state of their heart may find the period uncomfortable. But even that discomfort is a form of guidance, steering the soul back toward the connections that are worthy of its full and unguarded presence. So that is what I had for you today, collective. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to like this video or comment this video, share this video, or hype this video, or subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, or hype our channel by letting your friends and acquaintances who might benefit from it know about it. All those acts would be great and greatly appreciated, and it would certainly make my day. Now, there's a magical service being offered in the description box. Feel free to check it out. It could be very useful. And I do encourage you to stay in tune to future uploads of the channel, as I always try to keep fresh stuff on here for you guys. All sign readings, sign-specific readings, longs and shorts, divinations and astrology readings, and whatever else you would like to see if feasible. So let me know about it. Beyond that, too, let me know if something in the reading resonated. I'd love to know. But beyond that, I thank you very, very much for your time and for being here and being part of our tribe and supporting our channel. And until the next time, blessings.